Hello, Chlorophyll's the name, Sims is the game. Let's get to it. So this here is a speed build. It's a more modern speed build. Originally when I built it, I was like, okay, I'm going to do a starter home and it's going to be like one pack. I was thinking seasons, and then I switched to Get Famous. And then I decided not to use packs and not to do a starter home and just build, which usually when I just build, I don't build a house this small. Usually I build a much bigger house because I don't just build that often. But this time I built a smaller house, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I was able to detail it a lot. I wasn't overwhelmed by the size of it. I didn't spend a ton of time, you know, working on the floor plan or, building the exterior. It was all very, very straightforward, which usually, that's not how it is when you build giant mansions. And then, because it was in a starter home, I was able to detail it really well, or at least really well for me, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, here we go. Um, I'm trying to think what happens here. I built this. Oh, how many days ago was it now? Today is Monday, so Sunday, Saturday. 2 days ago? Yes, 2 days ago. I built this 2 days ago. I was waiting to go hiking with my friends because we were going hiking and we weren't going to go until 4. And so I was like, you know what? I have time to burn, so I decided to build this. It took me about 2 hours, so it's pretty typical for me. Anyway, I'm working out the floor plan. It ends up being a one bedroom, one bathroom home. I figure just, one person lives here. Kind of a solitary artist. You'll see more of that later. Going through picking out doors. I spend a long time picking out wallpaper because I keep going through. Oh my, excuse me, I'm sorry. I keep going through different wallpapers and I keep finding ones that I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then I keep thinking, well, is this supposed to be a few packs, so I change them, and eventually it's just like, no, let's just go with, which one did I go with? I went with the stone from Seasons and just like plain white walls with that. So there's that. This I was having problems with because I wanted the the front. Oh, we went back inside. Anyway, this is where I remember that it's supposed to be a one pack build, and yeah, I was like, you know what, forget about it. Anyway, I wish we'd go back outside so I could talk about that. Alright, well, I'm figuring out the wallpaper here. I decided at this point that I like the Seasons brick. I'm not so sure about the rest of the Seasons parts, but there's the Seasons brick coming into play. And then there is the the white walls. I actually changed them to a different white wall later on because I decided those ones aren't like white enough. It starts to clash with my carpeting that I use, or rug. Anyway, here I wanted the front to be dark to match the pillars, but I wanted the back not to have an awkward, color shift between the blue and the black. Oh, right here I was having a hard time. I wanted to use the Get Famous roof tile there, but you can't put it on flat. You can put most of the other roof tiles on flat, but not the Get Famous one. So I was like, okay, that's not nice. So I just used a different one. Anyway, this is where I start fixing that problem where I'm like, okay, well if I use the black tile on the roof, then it's going to be blue on that side. And I was like, you know what, I can split that off. Oh, and then I put this glass roof in over the bedroom. I I'd say I was inspired by Three Sisters Gaming. They do Sims builds. They're really cool. It's always fun watching their videos. But they recently for me, probably not recently at all for you, but they recently did a like jungle resort or getaway build, and in the bedroom and living room space they had a glass ceiling, and I thought, like, that's gonna be cool at night to look up at the stars. When I was building this I was like, you know what, if you were napping that wouldn't be so cool, but if you're on vacation it wouldn't, you wouldn't nap, so it makes sense for that one, but I'm not sure if it makes sense for a home that you're going to stay in. Maybe this person just doesn't take naps. That could be cool. Anyway, you're on to the bedroom, and I struggle with this bedroom. Oh, I'm gonna link that video that I was talking about below. So yeah, check them out. Anyway, bedroom. Yes. This bedroom I struggle with. I I go through like 3 different beds, and I can't figure out what I want to do with the end tables because there's not actually that much room. It's only you know, four tiles, three tiles. Yeah, it's only three tiles there for the bed, and so I don't really know like how to do the end tables because there's not enough room for end tables. So I use shelves, I use all sorts of things, and eventually I go with this, and I duck the headboard into the wall. I think you can still use the bed, but I thought that looked modern and I thought it looked cool, and then I end up going through and putting shelving either side. I suppose one thing with having the bed like that without a headboard and like the rocks behind would be that the if you went back too far, you'd hit your head on those rocks, and oh, I hope they're not sharp. I guess they could be like river rocks, so they could have a coating over them. Let's go with that. Anyway, I thought these lights looked cool above here. It added, a good amount of light for the room. It's kind of harsh though. Um, but, I figure it's nice. I do like it. And then you have all the moonlight still coming in, so it's cool. And then I do put another lamp in. It ends up being on the other side, but all of these lamps looked absolutely massive compared to my shelves. And so I say, if I could talk, I scale one down, and I figure that one you might use as like a reading light, so that you don't have those like bright lights behind you. Although I don't know, if you had those bright lights behind you, it wouldn't be so hard to like read the pages. Like the pages would be really well lit. So maybe you'd want them on. I guess you wouldn't want them on if they were like if they made the pages glow, like if they were that bright. But if they weren't, they wouldn't be bad. I guess they'd be bad if you were trying to like wind down because they light up the whole room and light kind of keeps you awake. So I don't know. Anyway, the bedroom's about done. I'm adding in some curtains. I end up adding a bookshelf and some paintings to the wall against the bathroom, but it takes me forever. I come back to it after the bathroom. I thought the bathroom was nice. I put the wardrobe in there. I don't know if they can use it because I put the sink there, but I think they can. I I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. I guess it depends what side they actually use the wardrobe on. But, you know, if they don't, it wouldn't be the only thing in this house that doesn't work, I'm sure. Oh yeah, it's definitely not the only thing in this house that doesn't work. I just remembered something I do later. I think it's pretty cool. We'll talk about it when I get there. Anyway, working on this bathroom. This bathroom kind of turns out to be dark. I do remember to put lights in, but it's still dark when I take screenshots, and I was like, why is it still dark? So, you know, it's fine. Anyway, this is what I was talking about before. I just have a really hard time putting stuff on this wall. Like, I was thought about doing those up there, and then I was like, wait, what about a bookshelf? And so I come down here and I put in a bookshelf. And I just go through so many bookshelves. Like, I sped this part up to 8 times speed, the rest of the video is at 6 times speed, or the rest of the video. When I am indecisive, I tend to split that part out and then speed it up more. I don't go past 8 times speed, but you know, parts where I know what I'm doing, I'll keep at 6 times, but then when I'm making choices and going through a lot of options, I'll speed it up to 8 times. I don't know if you noticed it before. You'll probably notice it now that I mentioned it, but I don't know, it's just really hard for me to watch myself being indecisive, and I know I get frustrated when I watch like some other people just spend a lot of time on something that doesn't stay because it's like, oh no, that looked cool, why'd you get rid of it, that sort of thing. So you know I speed mine up so there's less time to be like, oh yeah, that looks nice. I don't know if it actually helps or makes things worse or if you even notice, but that's what I do. Anyway, this kitchen. Yes. I struggle with this kitchen so much. And it's not even like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I get into the details and it's a pain because I'm like, this doesn't look right. And you'll see. I end up trying to do like I use this and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I want to use it as one of those herb racks. But the black background behind it and kind of makes it look strange. And so I keep going through trying to figure out like, okay, how do I meld this into the build? How do I make it not look like there's just a random slab of, herbs right there? And so I go through a bunch of stuff and I find these wall dividers, I guess. room dividers, I guess is a closer word. And they're pretty cool, I think. Like, I like the pattern of them, especially up against a wall. It's kind of like using wallpaper, I suppose. That gold color doesn't stay. I go back to the black. I thought the gold added too much to the space. The build is very black and white, I'll admit that much. But I guess that was kind of the intention. Because, like, I don't know. I like gray. I like gray a lot. I like black and white. Those are good colors. They're kind of like gray. In real life, I like color just fine. I mean, my walls have, like, what color would I say those are? Lime green? I don't think they're quite lime green. They're more of a yellow. But they're green. Like, it's not like I have gray walls and gray everything. I wouldn't want a gray house in real life. But in Sims and in, like, professional design situations, I think gray looks great. So there's that. But, you know, this build, it doesn't all end up being black and white. I do add in pops of color here and there. In the kitchen, it's the herbs, and in the bedroom, I don't know if there's a pop of color in the bedroom. Hmm. Or in the bathroom, but that's not the point. In this room, I actually really like what I end up doing. Well, you'll see. So, corner here is where the living room ends up being. And it's kind of a small corner. I'd usually want more space for a living room, but I think it ends up looking quite nice in the end. You know, maybe in a bigger house, this would be where the dining room would be, and then the living room would be off in a hallway off the dining room. But for this sized house, I think this is a good spot, and it's not meant for a lot of Sims. So, if anyone was over, you'd just eat at the counter or on the couch or something. And the couch and such doesn't actually stay black, as you just saw. Caught up to myself before I finished that sentence. Anyway, I really like what I do with the rugs here. I like the tan and just like the touch of purple and pink. I think it really adds a lot to the room. And I end up changing the walls to make the like cream color pop more, because currently the walls match the rug and that's not the intention. So I actually make the walls pure white so that the rug looks more cream. So that's what I was just doing there. And then I thought about changing the couch to a bigger one, but I was like, no. And I end up putting in this end table. Lately I've been really into scaling down end tables, and I don't know, like, I wish items would just sit on where the surface is, but I understand that that would be complicated to actually implement into a game. But it'd be nice, it'd make things easier. It's great that, like, we have the size up and size down tool as well as the move up and move down tool, because if, one of those was missing, I felt like, I feel like the other one wouldn't be worthwhile. Anyway, right here. Right here. I'm happy with what I do. I make another desk that doesn't work. I did one of these in the like 4 apartment dorm build where I had an apartment and I built like 4 apartments inside of it. That made sense, sure. But that one, it was like a window well with like a laptop on it. This one's like a drawing desk, and I think it looks quite nice. It doesn't take up as much room. There's no real reason not to just have a an actual desk there. Like, it wouldn't actually look that much different, but I like how it looks, and I'm happy with what it turned out being. So there's a drawing tablet and there's an easel, and I don't know if necessarily you'd want a desk that size if you were drawing, but I thought it looked cool. Maybe that's just where they keep their drawing stuff, and really they get up and move around when they draw. Sometimes they're on the couch, sometimes on their bed. I don't know. I don't draw. I used to write, but I don't do that so much anymore. But if you draw, let me know if that desk would work. I guess if you need more room, or if you like, I don't know. I've known a lot of artists. I don't know if they necessarily move around that much. Anyway, landscaping. Landscaping. I sized down those trees and I thought they made really good bushes. I would have liked to be able to size them down like one further, but you can only size down so far. So I guess it's good that you can't size down too far, because imagine sizing down something tiny like, the pen holder or something, and just losing it forever. That'd be that'd be frustrating, especially if it got in the way. I don't know, would you lose it forever though? Because the square only gets so small. I don't know. I haven't thought about that so much. Anyway, I decided to do a bunch of colorful flowers out the front because um, the house is modern, and so it already has a bunch of uniformity to it. So I thought the colorful flowers added some more, I don't know, wildness to the build. That doesn't seem like the right word. I don't know. And I used aspen trees. They don't really fit in the area, but I like them with the house. I ended up moving the trash can before taking screenshots to behind the dividers in front of the bedroom windows, because when I took screenshots, it's like that trash can is front and center. So that's what I do. And I think we're going into screenshots. We are. Okay, so I think what I end up calling this is the artists modern. There we go. I can talk. And I think it'd be a very nice house for, one solitary artist. I guess two people could live here. It's just, I had one person in mind. Anyway, I'm going to do my sign off now. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, let me know by hitting the like button. Remember to subscribe and go get some sunshine. I'll see you next time.